All right, so I'm here to talk about. I have to find the spot where there's no sun. Um, to talk about the grading process, the choice to have your comic books graded or not. And I think that I made a grave mistake. I had sent some books to CBCS, and they got lost, and they would either give me my money back or the insurance money, or they would add $50 and I could get a certificate that I could use with them. So as a dumbass, I took the extra money and I sent some more books over to be graded. And not to take anything away from CBCS, it's just the whole process of getting your comic books stuck in a binder. And this is also a story about buying raw books and, well, not getting the value that you need for your money. Um, all right, I can start off with well, let's say I sent in a total of 15 comics. Yeah, 15 comics. Three came out rated higher than I thought. Four was about right, and eight books out of the 15 came lower. Now, I'm not a grader myself. I bought the books on mostly on eBay, and the books that I bought came. I bought them at a certain grade. I expected that grade. Some of them I thought was a bit lower. Most of them, and they turned out to be lower. So that's what you get from buying books on eBay. And now some of you would say, well, you stupid fucking idiot, why didn't you just check them out? Well, I don't live in the America, so I have to rely on pictures and the good faith of people. And it's hard to see in pictures whether it's a 3.5 or a 4.5 unless you get loads of pictures. Um, so I relied on the good faith of the people selling the comic books, and I shouldn't have. But there you go. Um, Now I'm certain that some people, I'm certain that most of them didn't set out with the mindset, we want to cheat people. We want to they're just, you're selling something, so you're more optimistic about the grade than if you're buying something, right? If you're selling something, you go, this could be a near mint, and it's probably a VF, right? Um, that's just that's just how the game is. So anyway, it was a lesson for me, um, and I learned a few things that I'm also going to discuss. So why not just jump into it? I'll just put my hand above the grate, and yeah, I have this lovely book. I can see if I can I show this without the glare. I can. It's a feature book number 26. It's a Prince Valiant, and I bought this one off. Um, was it? It was an auction site, and it was supposed to be a 5.0. Um, look at the back cover. It's beautiful. It's the only Hal Foster original Prince Valiant drawing in a comic book. Um, and it's quite a it's a nice book. I got it. It was from, where was it from? Metropolis? No, it's one of the big auction book house. Not Heritage. Um, I can't remember, but one of the big ones. And I bought it as a 5.0. And I got it and I thought, this is not a 5.0. Now, I'm not a master grader or anything. I've been collecting comic books for 50 years. But I'm not a master grader, but I was still thinking, this isn't a 5.0. And I wrote them and I said, you sure this is a 5.0? And they were like, yeah, yeah. So I thought, all right, I'll send this over. I have it graded. It's not like a massively expensive book, and it probably there is no money in it for me. Um, yeah, it says here it's a. Can you see it? what does it say? It says Prince Valiant, back cover, Prince Valiant, pin-up Hal Foster photo, front piece, and bio. Look, I've been out in the fields. I've been trying to fix my tractor. All right, so feature comic book number 26. It was a 5.0 they said when I bought it. So you pay for a 5.0, right? That's the deal. You pay for a 5.0. They say it's a 5.0. You pay for a 5.0. And I thought this isn't a 5.0. I was hoping 4.5, but I got a 4.0. Now this is the fair, I'd say this is a fair evaluation of the comic book, because it's not a 5.0. It wasn't even a 4 or 5, but you hope. It's a 4.0 and it's fair, but I paid for a 5.0. So they fucked me over. This auction house. And it's not that I don't want to mention their name, it's just that I can't remember. Yeah. So it's a grade lower than they said it was. And I think, like with these people, they should know better, right? They should know better. They should know that this is a 4.0, but they want to sell it. They want to make the most money out of it. I'm disappointed in the auction house. I really am. It's still a nice comic book, but of course this, maybe in 50 years time I get the money back. I'm glad that I have this encaged because it's really beautiful. It really is beautiful, and it presents well. But it's still a 4.0. Yeah. All right. Now, where to go now? Now I go for the disappointments. Yeah, all right, let's start out with the biggest disappointment. And I don't think the seller knew this going in. Let's see. What is this? It's X-Men number 12, right? The original. First appearance of Juggernaut, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. An origin also. Origin of Professor X. Letter from Pete Von Scholly. Atomic explosion panel. Yeah. All right. X-Men number 12. I bought this as a 4.0. Again, I thought it was a little bit weak, 4.0, but now the sad thing is that this is restored. It pisses me off that it has the blue label, that they're not doing the same as CGC. I don't think the seller knew this because it's slight restored, amateur. Amateur restoration includes small amount of color touch on cover. I don't know if the seller knew or not. I paid decent money for this, but I paid for a 4.0 and I got a 3.0. And this is why the expensive books, you have to buy them in slabs. It's just, this is not worth it, right? It's not that I saved a lot of money buying it raw. Yeah. It's nice looking, but it's restored and it breaks my heart. But there's nothing you can do about it, right? It is what it is. Now, I have more X-Men comics coming. I have number 13 as well. And this was supposed to be a 5.0. The fucking cheeky bastard. This is the second appearance of Juggernaut, Human Torch cover and appearance, Matt Murdock and Teen Brigade cameo. Right. It's a nice book, though, but it's a 3.0. And I paid for a 5.0. Now, I got this and I was moving at the time. It was a really, really stressful time. I was moving, my girlfriend was pregnant, and I was building a house. I didn't really, I just got this in the post and I looked over it and I was like, It's not 5.0, but you know, what can you do, right? It's a 3.5. I guess this is a fair grade for the comic book. I paid for a 5.0. Somebody, yeah. I really had no luck with the X-Men books. Now, this one, X-Men number 9, I bought this a long time ago from I think I bought this from a Polish guy on eBay. And I don't think that he said it was like mid-grade. And I got it and I thought it was really nice. I thought it was a 6.0. I really studied this, I remember, back in the days. First meeting of X-Men and Avengers. First appearance of Lucifer. And there's a Marvel Girl pin-up in there that you're never going to see because it's in cage now. I thought this was a 6.0. I graded it myself. The guy sold it as a mid-range. I didn't pay a lot of money for it because it was an auction. And it was a 6.0. So I was really happy about that one. I've had this for a long time. And I thought it was good enough to get it in cage because I thought it was better than a 4.0. So I got it encased. And it was a 6.0. So I'm happy for that one. That was one of those spot-ons. One of the few. Now, this one is closed, right? It's X-Men number 4. It's the first appearance of the Sentinels. That I really like those. I thought this was the seller set was a 4.0. I got it together with number 13. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. But I thought this was pretty close to a 4.0, yeah. And it turned out to be a 3.5. Which is, it's fine. Half a grade. That can be the grader. Could be, I think it could just as well have gotten a 4.5. No, it couldn't. But a 4.0. Maybe there's a lot of creases. All these were, by the way, pressed by CBCS. So that was my X-Men collection. Not good so far, not bad either. The X-Men number 9, 6.0. I graded that one myself. So that was spot on. The rest was a little bit below. But a 4.0, you buy it as a 4.0, it's a 3.0. What you want is to buy it as a 4.0 and it turns out to be a 4.5 because you want the grader to go easy on the grading, right? But you can't really 3.5, but if you're buying a 5.0 and it turns out to be a 3.5, then there's something wrong, I think. Okay, I have one more. No, I have one more that was really, and I bought these from a Canadian guy. I can't remember, Doc something, the seller. He's very popular. His website is a mess, but you just have to write him and tell him what you want, and he finds it. This is the biggest surprise, right? This is Twilight Zone number, is it 78? 84. It's Frank Miller's first professional comic book work. It's a gold key. And I bought this as a 6.0. Now this says something about the guy that I bought it from. Because it turned out to be it was pressed, but still, 7.5. Now that's nice. I know it's not 9.8 or anything, but it was a nice surprise, with all the disappointment. This was a nice. I'm really happy for this, 7.5. I thought it was a 6.0 as well when I got it, but I think the pressing really helped it. You know, sometimes the pressing just does wonders for a book. Sometimes it does nothing. Um, Another disappointment. Well, not too bad, I think. Where are you on the list? Well, I can. It's our. There you go. Oh yeah, this is a disappointment, but this is a communist cover. Um, that's why I bought it. I like those. The Marvel Family 81. Uh, I I bought it as a 4.5, and it was not when I got it. It was not. You know, it's one of those you almost send it back, but I have to pay taxes, and then I have to pay the return shipping and all that crap. And I don't want to be I don't want to be an asshole to the seller, you know. But this was not a 4.5. There's no way it was bought on eBay. I was hoping for a 4.0. I knew it wasn't, but I was hoping it was a 3.0. It's not really worth to get this encaged. Yeah, not by any stretch of the imagination. But there you go. And I think a 3.0 might be a little bit, you know, generous. This spine is all, well. Oh, another really, really, really big disappointment. Yeah. I've had this for a while. I bought this as an 8.5. I got it, and I remember writing the seller saying, I don't think this is an 8.5. And the seller going, you know, I'll bet my life on it. This is an 8.5. Don't worry about it. And I had it for many years, and the only reason I sent it in was because it was an 8.5, and you know, like I was unsure. I was hoping, you know, at least for an 8, and it came back as a 7.5, which is probably the right. It looks nice. It's a bit faded in the colors. It's one of those communist covers. I love those. This one, this one hurt my heart, because I paid a lot of money for this to be an 8.5. What can you do, right? You gotta go with your gut feeling. You know, if you're thinking, oh, I have to find the shade. If you're thinking this is not in this grade, you know, then you gotta act on it. If you have a lot of money on a stake, then you just gotta act on it. All right. Oh, these are comics that I bought from the Polish guy that I was talking about, the auction. I didn't pay a lot of money for these. I bought them a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago. This is Amazing Spider-Man 44, the second appearance of the Lizard. I graded this myself, so this is on me. I thought this was a 6.5. I thought this was a really nice book. But CBCS didn't. They thought it was a 5.0. So I was wrong. I guess I didn't really see the tear up there. Maybe that one became more clear when it was pressed. Sometimes that happens. Still, there's a bit of brown, but it's a nice. This is my mistake, you know. I didn't pay a lot of money for this, so it's fine. My son, I have 3 sons, but my my middle son really loves the Lizard, so I was gonna. He's gonna have this one day. It just would have been nice if it was a 6.5, but that was my mistake. My bad. All right, let's do the other Spider-Man. Because I bought several Spider-Man from this guy. But, yeah, this is 62. I bought this because I really love the cover. I thought it was an amazing cover, the Medusa cover. And this one was really, really nice. There's a bit of browning on the paper, but not a lot. But I thought this was my estimate was a 7.5, and it came back as a 7.5. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I like this. This is nice. Why did I get these graded? I guess I was just trying to test my... Also, Amazing Spider-Man is always valuable. Maybe not... Well, a 7.5 is not a bad grade. This one I bought a long time ago. From eBay, and I bought it as a 2.0, and I thought it was a 2.0, maybe a 1.8, but it turned out to be a 2.0, so that was spot on. Shock Suspense Story number 16. I really like this cover. The interrogation, the action. It's really beautiful. It's a nice enough book, 2.0, it's nothing really special. So why did I get it graded? Because I had to send some books over, and whether I sent 14 or 15, it's almost the same amount. So the shipping is the same. This was another... Was this a pleasant surprise? Yeah, a little bit. But it's one of those, I bought this on eBay as well. It's the first Frank Miller Daredevil. Frank Miller art begins. It's one of those books I've wanted my entire life, when I was a kid. But it was crazy expensive back then. Now it's less expensive. I bought it as a mid-range, a 6.0, the seller said, and it came back as I thought it was a 6.0, it came back as a 6.5. So maybe the pressing helped a little bit. Maybe it was always a 6.5. I don't know. Those half grades, had it come back a 5.5, that would have been fine. Of course, it's a little bit more money if I sell it, but not that much. Still another nice Frank Miller book. And we have 2 left. Both disappointments. No. The Green Lantern, Green Arrow. I bought this as a 9.0. And I remember getting it, and I remember looking at it, and I was like, this is not a 9.0. And I wrote the seller, and he was being a real fucking asshole. It was on eBay as well. It was an English seller. And he was like, if you have it graded and it doesn't come back a 9.0, I'll pay for it. This is a 9.0. And I graded this myself as an 8.0. I was hoping for an 8.5. It's a nice book, It's a nice book. But there's a huge price difference between an 8.0 and a 9.0. So this is a 8.0. So I was right. Yet again. You got to listen to that gut feeling. I should have just shipped it back. I negotiated the price down a little bit from what he wanted, but he wanted a lot of money for this. Yeah. Still, it's a nice book, and I really like Jen Stewart, and yeah. They whipped the Green Lantern. The writers are trying to be like really on the edge with the language here. That's funny. Um, it's a nice book. I was of course disappointed that I was right because I wanted to be wrong, but I'm not I don't consider myself to be a great grader, but I think I'm pretty much on the money with it. Um, oh, I'm missing one. Just the one? Yeah. This is another pleasant surprise. This was from Doc, the Canadian guy. Doc, I can't remember his name. Actually, I was buying the Frank Miller one, and we were talking because we were exchanging emails, but we were writing about different books and stuff like that, and he just said, you know what? I have a Phantom #1. It's a 6.0. It's a nice book. You can get at this price, and I was like, sure, because he was sending me the Frank Miller book anyway, so he might as well send me two books. Um, and I got this. I read this, and I thought this is a 6.0, man. This guy is a really good grader, and both books came back. Um, this one came back as 6.5. Again, the 0.5. The grader could have a good day. Maybe it was the pressing. Maybe it's always been a 6 point. You can't really. I don't think you can tell. But it's a nice book. It's a really nice book. At this grade, it's not worth a lot of money, but it's still a very nice book. It presents really well. It has some spine ticks, but the spine looks worse than it is. It's actually it's nice enough. It just has some problems right there, but then it's nice enough. Well, it looks terrible. But in real life, it's more the ticks than anything. 6.5, I think that's fair. It's not bad. It's better than I thought. It's better than he thought. Doc Sally something, I can't remember. But I would definitely buy from him again. Both books came back better than what he had said. Well, they were pressed, of course, so maybe they would have come back spot on. Um, but that's nice, right? You buy something, you pay for something, and that's what you get. Yeah, I like that. The last one here, it's not a huge blunder. It's I bought this as a 4.0. Again, it's a communist book. It's a really, I think this is a really huge cultural important book. About anti-communism. I bought it as a 4.0, and I got it, and I was like, it's definitely not better than a 4.0, and then it was a 3.5. So, yeah. I was hoping for a 4.0 because that's what I paid for. I didn't pay for a 3.5. This book is even at these half grades that there's a lot of difference in the money. The commandments of citizenship. Be American first. I think this is an important historical comic book. Would I have liked to get this in a 9.8? Yeah. Is it 3.5 good grade? No. Again, the 0.5, you can't really, would a different grader have graded this at 4.0? Yeah, maybe. I don't remember this being this bad. I think that happened when they encased the book. So the lesson, I guess, has been, um, if you're buying expensive books and you can't view them in hand, and even if you can, and you need the you need the whole equipment kit to find out if it's restored or not. You just the light and all that. When you're dealing with people on good faith, I'm sad to say that most people will screw you over. I mean, some of the grades are not that bad, right? But a 9.0 and an 8.0 like this, that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. It's like $100 more in a 9.0. And I got the price down, but I didn't get it down that much. So I know that like in 10 years' time, I'm going to get the money back, but that's it. I'm not going to make money on this. It annoys me. Why not CGC? Why CBCS? I like CBCS, and I like to support the underdog. And they had I had the money with them. So, am I gonna send my money over for? No, my money too, but my comic books over to get them encased? No, this is it for me. I'm gonna buy raw books from now on, and the books that I bought from the English Feller Splat Comics, um, I bought. I tried to buy near mint or a VF, um, and the near mint are definitely near mint minus. And I don't really, the prices were good and all that. So I think that when you're selling comic books, you need to, if you think this is a 6.0, then you need to sell it as a 5.0 because it might turn out to be a 5.0, and then nobody is losing money but you. And if you're not that good, like if it turns out to be a 5.5, like the half grade, I don't mind. Now all these turned out against, or most of them, not in my favor, but that's how it goes. 3.5. I thought it was a 4.0. This was a 6.0. This was good. I like that. This was supposed to be a 5.0, so the seller really. And this was restored, and a 3.0, but it was a 4.0. So will I buy this again unrestored? I want to. But I will definitely buy it slapped. CBCS or CGC, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Whatever is cheapest. I think it's a nice looking cover though, but it bothers me that it's restored. Yeah. I can't really tell where it's restored, but it's amateur, so it's just someone with a pencil probably. Maybe he colored in some of the I can't really tell, but it doesn't matter. This one is probably my biggest gripe because I bought this from an auction house. Can't remember the name of it. Maybe it was Metropolis. And I discussed it with them. I rarely ever buy a raw book, and think that, oh, this is a much nicer than the grade they said it was. Usually it's like, this is pushing it, and I just, for the industry, for the hobby, for the love of the game, for the love of the hobby, for the love of the comic books, I think it's really annoying. It's not about being a good grader or being a bad grader. It's fine that you're not that good a grader, but then, undergrade. If you're in doubt, take it down a notch. This is a really, really beautiful book. The yellow, and if you like Prince Valiant, and who doesn't like Prince Valiant? The back cover here. It's hard to find this book. I think I've only seen two. Um, yeah, I think I bought some. I remember showing you some. Let's see if I can find them. I put them somewhere else. Lone Ranger books. And they were. Let's see if I can manage. I think that the Elf Lords that I bought, I think that these are. I think they were sold as near mint, and I think this is right. I think this is near mint, but they're so rare, even if they're an 8.5, and I don't think they are, because there's nothing really wrong with them, and they're really nice to touch. They have this never been read feeling. Um, yeah. Oh, there you go. This is a near mint minus. Yeah, Metropolis. Yeah, and that's where I bought the Prince Valiant from. So they said it's a near mint minus, so it's probably a VF plus. I have no trust in these guys now. Um, yeah, but it's okay. I got this one. I negotiated down to a fair price. I do think it's really nice. It has the cover up there, but that's like all it has. No, and down there as well. Mm, it might be a VF near mint. Don't know. Anyway, the point is, I think I enjoy. No, I know that I enjoy the comic books more when they're raw, when I can touch them and feel them and read them, and when I like have to put them into backing and boarding them myself. I like that. I like the process of it. Um, I like trying to grade them. I didn't grade this one myself. I just took the grade that was on it. It's a file copy. Um, Sometimes you encounter really, really honest sellers, but most of the time, as you can see here, you don't. Um, I think that the X-Men books, 12, 13, and 14, and number 9, the only reason I got number 9 graded was that I knew it was a good grade, 6.0. I thought it was really solid, 6.0, and it was. But 12, 13, and 14, it's first Juggernaut, second Juggernaut, first Sentinels. Um, yeah, I was thinking, if they get a 4.0, sorry, 4.0, it's still worth it, because they're good books. One came back restored. I don't think that, selling new. I don't blame him for that. I blame him for selling a 5.0 and it being a 3.5. But other than that, no. The other ones are, it's 4.5 and it's a 3. No. I think what happens is that you have a really valuable book, because I do that myself. I sort of lose side of what I have. I lose judgment when I have a really, really nice book that I really like. And I'm not objective anymore. Like with the Spider-Man, you know? I'm not a Spider-Man fan. I like Spider-Man, but I'm not like a really huge fan or anything. And, you know, I can see a Spider-Man book and I can go, oh, this is a 5.0. And they were pretty spot on, both Spider-Man books, I think, right? No, one of them was better. Uh, and one was spot on. One was, I was I was exaggerating the 6.5, the Spider Man 44, because it was the second appearance of the lizard, and I wanted that for my son, and I got overexcited. And I think that happens when it's something that you really like, or that you're really excited about, or that you think has a lot of value, then you lose your judgment gets clouded. Yeah. All right, that's it for me. This was a long one. Um, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I've been really busy, but thank you all of you who are watching out there. Um, I love to hear what you think about grading and raw books. Yeah, I think the problem with buying raw books right now is that they're just as expensive almost as the graded books, and getting a book graded is really, really expensive. So you might as well just buy it graded, because then you're more you're more secure about the grade, and especially restoration and all that. You know, I think CGC and CBCS are pretty good at what they're doing. Sure, they can be off a little bit, but they're pretty good. So I trust both of them. I just choose CBCS because I want to support the little guy instead of the huge, big conglomerate. That's just me. All right. Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye.